Good morning. Welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I am Jeffrey Ryan. I am the senior minister here at Riverside CSL. Where? Love lives here, absolutely. So it is great to see all of you joining us this morning here in the room and on online. I see Danny joining us online. Good morning, Danny and Chris. I see you there joining us online. If you do want to join us for the morning table itself, don't forget to log into Zoom a little bit later, and Jossie will put the Zoom link across the bottom of your screen. So it is great to be back with all of you on this Super Bowl Sunday. And I see lots of soup and lots of canned goods coming in, and we do have our two prizes here up front here. We have our the Supreme Cup. There we go. The Supreme Cup for you. And then, so that this goes to the team with the most canned goods. And then we have the golden ladle for our MVP of the day, of the game, the one person who brought in the most canned goods or things for the Super Bowl, so for our canned food drive. All right, so I'm going to turn this over to ministerial intern Sandra Prince.
Good morning again. Hi, we at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral land of the Kohia, the Gabrielino Tongva, the Kizh, and the Los Signos people. We commit to living in right relations, loving our neighbors, seeking justice and loving kindness, and walking humbly on this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as the Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So again, welcome and good morning welcome to the morning table. I am Sandra Prince, ministerial intern at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where love lives here. So I ask you to please put your cell phones on silent so we can spend our time together uninterrupted. Now, if you want to get up and get coffee or pastries, feel free to do that during the service. So let's come together in consciousness for a moment and say our focus statement together, and you'll find it on the screens. Let's say it together. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Let's do it again. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Thank you. Now I invite you to stand, sing, just dance, and let's get into this beautiful music from our band. Thank you.
Can you help us out? Can you put your hands together?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Keep those hands going. You're the feeling I cannot deny. You're the fire that makes me come alive. It's a love that I can't hide. It's a burning deep inside wherever I go. Wherever I go. Here we go. I got that good feeling kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling, shouting it out 'cause I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, yeah. You're the sun that's lighting up the sky.
The sky.
You're the thunder waking up the night.
The night.
The sound of living truth is the beat that makes me move wherever I go. Wherever I go. Here we go. I got that good feeling kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling. Come on. Shouting out 'cause I can't contain it. And I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody. I
morning, everyone. I am Ed Ryan, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, and I will be available after the meeting table for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located just inside the lobby. So please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. We would love to pray with you, and we absolutely know that prayer works. Now, there is a candle at the center of your table. I invite you to light it together with me now, which is on the bottom. And as we come together this morning in conversation, this candle is a reminder that when two or more are gathered, there will be food. And also, it's a Super Bowl. And also, there will also be a greater wisdom available to us. We experience a deeper love, and our own light shines brighter. Now, please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. There's nowhere I have to go, no one I have to be, nothing I have to do but gently breathe. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. There's nothing I need to hold on to, nothing I need to give to you, nothing I have to do but gently breathe. Breathe. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender.
And so I just invite you to take in a deep breath and let it out, knowing that each breath is the breath of God, the breath of life. And then with each breath, we allow ourselves to surrender to this moment and allow ourselves to go a little bit deeper than we have before. Recognizing that as we consciously breathe, we float into that rhythm of God, that essence of spirit, recognizing that there is only this God, there is only one that expresses through and as all life. It is love that is back of all things, supporting and sustaining all. Peace that passes all understanding. It is that effervescent joy, that spark of life, that spark of energy, that divine nature. And I know that we are each one with it, each an expression of spirit, each an expression of its infinite love. And we come together this day to celebrate that love, to celebrate that joy, and to recognize that within each one of us resides that emanation of spirit. We are each a microcosm of the macrocosm, and that we're each good enough because we are each God enough. And in this moment, we are willing to accept all the good that is available to us here and now. That God simply has the pleasure to give us the kingdom. And as we seek first the kingdom of God, all else is open to us. And we just are willing to travel that path, to open up and have the faith of the one, the faith of God, knowing that we are always guided and guarded on our pathway, and that it is truly God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. I know that it is available to us now, to express through us and as us, that it is available for us to reach our highest potential through God, through its transformative power of love, because through God all things are possible. And so I know that we are willing to open up this day and celebrate this love of God, to celebrate it joyfully with each other as we come together in community, as we celebrate our Super Bowl potluck. The connection of God permeates everything, permeates from each person to the next person as we come together in fellowship, enjoy the food that God has provided for us. We are each within that realm of the kingdom as we recognize it and as we embody it. And so I give thanks for this day unfolding with true grace, with true joy, with love, with infinite peace and harmony. And we just allow it to be so. And together we say, and so it is.
There in your heart is your voice. It's a melody calling, eager to show you the way. Now is the time, make the choice. Don't go and keep yourself waiting. Peace could be yours today. Singing, God is, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go. God is, I am grateful. I release and let it go. Now there may be times when you stray from your path that you feel is more in line with the truth. But with you always I've stayed. My lovage never will falter. The blood that flows there in your heart beats proof. God is, I am. I know that I am grateful. I release, oh, when I let go. God is, I am. I know that I am grateful. I release and I let it go. Sing one now. God is, I am. I know that I am grateful. I release and I let it go. I let it go. God is, I am. I know that I am grateful. I release and I let it go.
Woohoo! Yay. All right. You can hear me through the speakers as well? Yes? Okay. I just want to make sure. That way people at home can hear me as well. So we're missing this mic today. So, hey. How y'all doing? Good. You ready for this afternoon? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, did you know that today is the National Day of Prayer? It's actually the unofficial National Day of Prayer. The real National Day of Prayer is in May. But today is the unofficial National Day of Prayer because it's also known as Super Bowl Sunday. And more people pray on this day in the United States than any other day, probably even more so than Christmas, because this is a big day for a lot of folks. So all those people that don't usually go to church or don't usually, get on their knees and pray, woo, they are praying today. Many of them are praying that, either the Chiefs will win or the 49ers will win, right? They're praying one way or the other. The companies that are sponsoring all the ads, they're praying that, their ads will be successful and we'll go out and purchase their goods. So they're praying too, right? And the gamblers, they're praying that, they make a big, that they get a big payoff today, right? Everybody's praying today. And maybe most importantly, the Swifties are praying that Taylor Swift makes it in time for kickoff from Tokyo. I know that my niece is definitely praying for that today. Right? So, I know she'll be there because, she's a billionaire. She can have her own plane. She can get, I'm like, she'll be there. But did you know that the sports books in Vegas are, there are odds as to whether she'll make it in time, and you can actually bet on whether she'll make it in time, or if she'll even show up? Yes. It's amazing what we'll do, right? So today is a National Day of Prayer, and what better day to talk about our form of prayer, affirmative prayer, or also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is moving and continuing with our series of New Roots, and that is looking at the 10 core concepts of Centers for Spiritual Living, of Science of Mind and Spirit. It's looking at the 10 core concepts and looking at it in a new way. So last week we talked about seed, soil, plant. We talked about tending your garden, and Sanja did a marvelous job, did she not? Yes. So thank you, love. So today we're going to then show you how to use that creative process. And so that's all been building on itself, right? The past few weeks have all been building on itself. So when we talk about accepting our good, right, we have to be receptive. We have to be open to our good. And we've been talking about understanding that spirit is all there is. We agree with that? There is nothing but spirit. Spirit is all there is. Spirit is in all, through all, as all. It is the underlying energy that some people talk about it as energy, universal energy. It is that love, intelligence that is back of everything that brought forth all of life, all of creation. It is source and substance. There is nothing that we could be made of other than this one source. All of life, all of creation, the entire universe is the manifest body of the one, right? We know that. Yes? In agreement. Okay. So if we're all one, if that is true, then each one of us has to be the embodiment, the emanation, the impartation of that one life, that one expression. So each one of us has to be divine incarnate. I know that was a little troublesome for y'all a few weeks ago. I am divine, I can do it, but I am the divine. Ooh, that feels sacrilegious. That feels, ooh, and that's just our programming, people. That's just our programming, all right? It's just what society has told us that we should or should not accept. But we know that we are divine, do we not? Yes. I am divine. Let's hear you say it. I am divine. All right, let's hear you say, I am the divine. I am the divine. Is that getting easier? Yes, a little bit. Some of you are like, nope. That's all right. Keep practicing. That's why we practice, right? That's why we practice. So, if Spirit creates absolutely everything, and we are the microcosm of the macrocosm, and we use that soul, that spirit, mind, body, and we can create, we co-create by what it is that we are planting into that creative medium, what we're planting into the law, the ideas that we're planting into the law, into the creative medium that only ever says yes, then we get the form, we get the resulting form, right? So now you're caught up. So now we start from where we are today. So the tool that we're going to be using today is we're going to be using spiritual mind treatment, also known as affirmative prayer. Now, when I first came across this term, spiritual mind treatment, back in the day, I was like, spiritual mind treatment, that's weird. That just sounds weird. It sounds like you're going to be brainwashed. I don't know. It's just like, ugh, you know. And my minister at the time says, well, couldn't your brain use a little good washing? I'm like, okay, maybe. Thank you. Right? And still, I was like, all right. I was like, no, I prefer affirmative prayer. I prefer affirmative prayer. But as I've been thinking about this over the years, and there's the treat and move your feet, right? So who here doesn't like treats? There's goodies all over the back there. Who here doesn't like treats? We all love treats, don't we? I know my dogs, Oliver and Paisley, our dogs Oliver and Paisley love treats, right? They get their treats, and they're like, woohoo, and the tail is just a wagging, and depending on which type of treat it is, maybe they're jumping and stuff. They're so excited to have these treats, even though they might have just had one an hour ago. Because, you know, they played daddy off of daddy, right? No, daddy, I didn't get one. And goes the other one, and like, no, daddy, I didn't get one either. Yeah, So, and we all know who the weak one is. And it's not me. I love you. So, they all love the treats. And what do our dogs do with the treats? You give them a treat, and then they, boom, they run. So they're getting their treat, and then they're moving their feet, right? So that they can go eat their treat in peace. So the other one doesn't get it, right? A little competition between the two, right? So our souls, our spirits, our minds love treats too. And really, what is a spiritual mind treatment? What is an affirmative prayer other than a feast of treats, of positive affirmations that we are just treating our mind, treating our consciousness, treating our spirit, treating our soul with? So when you think of a spiritual mind treatment, you think of it as like, the favorite treat that you have. Some of y'all like salty, some of y'all like sweet, some of y'all like sweet and salty, or we go in cycles. Like, okay, salty, now I need something salty, now I need something sweet, now I need something salty, now I need chocolate, whatever. All right, so it's a treat. So when we talk about spiritual mind treatment, what we're really doing is it's a feast of treats, of positive affirmations that we are treating our mind, treating our consciousness with, and our mind and our consciousness and our spirit goes, yeah, that feels good. I'm enjoying that. And then we have the opportunity to be like Oliver and Paisley and take that treat and then run and take some action, right? Move our feet. Take some kind of action on it. So it's a both and. So you just heard the song, The Treatment, by Margaret Owens. Margaret Owens got her start, by the way, at Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. And that treatment song, I don't know if you know this or not, that treatment song was her, her project for the end of her foundations class. Yeah, and so she's now become a New Thought artist, just like Eddie Watkins Jr., who also got his start at Greater Las Vegas. We were doing good back in the day there. Anyway, they're still doing good, but, I digress. So, that in that treatment, you hear the 5 steps of treatment. So there are 5 steps of treatment, okay? 5 steps of treatment, 5 steps of affirmative prayer. Here we go. You ready? You got your notepad. You got your note paper. First one is recognition. God is, right? It's recognizing that God is all there is. First one is recognition. Second one is unification. I am. So we've got God is, I am. Third step of treatment is realization. Realization means to make something real, to realize, to make real. So realization is I know. And then the fourth step is thanksgiving, which is I am grateful. Not I'm grateful to, but I'm grateful for, or I'm grateful that. Never to, right? And then the last one is release. I release and let it go, right? And what we're doing is we're releasing it into the law that Sanja talked about last week. We're releasing it into that creative medium. We're releasing it into the soil, and we're letting it go. Meaning that we are not gardeners that go out there and check every other day and say, hey, little seed, how you doing? And digging it up to check on whether it's sprouting or not. Because the more you disturb it like that, right, the less chance of it really taking hold because you're disturbing its environment. So we release and we let it go. So this spiritual mind treatment, or this treat, right, is actually the way that we use the creative process to plant the idea in, which is the top, the spirit. We use that to plant the idea into the creative medium, into the law, so that we're actively tending to our garden. We're planting the seed into the soil, and we're letting spirit do its thing. We're letting law do its thing. We're letting God do its thing, right? And so we let it go, and then we receive the bounty, or we receive the plant, whatever the intention was. Good? Liking that? All right. So, how much we are able to accept is based on our belief and our faith and our acceptance of it. So, belief has a lot to do with it. So I can say, I do this all the time, I can say, I got $1 million, I got $1 million, I got $1 million. There's no belief behind that, so guess what? I don't have $1 million, right? And there might be faith that, spirit is always producing and is ever good. As Ed said, I am good enough and I am God enough, right? That was inspired, let me tell you. When you said that, I was like, whoa. Anyway, so it's about being open and available to receive our good. Like I wrote in the email, none of us went to Santa Claus initially and said, Santa, I don't know what I want, so I'm happy with whatever you put under the tree. No. We went to Santa and said, I want a certain thing. What is it from Christmas Story? Red Ryder BB gun, right? He wanted a Red Ryder BB gun, right? Oh, but you're going to poke your eye out with it, kid. right? But so we go and we ask Santa for exactly what we want. We know exactly what we want, and then we have the expectation that we're going to get it. We accept with some degree of faith that, yeah, it's going to show up underneath the tree, right? But somewhere along the line, we forgot about that piece, that the piece of accepting our good, the piece of naming our good, the piece of like being willing and having the faith to accept and receive. But in that sense, the universe is like Santa. In fact, Santa comes from the way the universe works, right? That we are putting into the law exactly what it is we wish to receive, with accepting that we will receive it, the faith that we will receive it, and also the willingness and the openness to receive it. Because if we don't have the openness to receive it, then we're not going to receive it. If we don't have the belief, we don't have the faith, we don't have the willingness, we're not going to receive it. Just like, still sitting here waiting for $1 million, right? So it is how willing you are to receive, what you're willing to receive and accept. What gets in the way, as Sandra was talking about last week, what can get in the way are the weeds, right? The weeds, our limiting beliefs, get in the way. And so what we're doing is we're digging up those limiting beliefs, and we're replacing those limiting beliefs, with new ideas, with new desires. That way it is flushing out, it is cleaning out those unconscious beliefs that are keeping us in the way, or that are in the way, the obstacles that are in the way, and then opening up to something greater. Yes? Okay. So Ernest Holmes said that you treat until you see a demonstration. A demonstration is a manifestation. Whatever it is that you have desired to experience, that you are actually experiencing that thing. That is what Ernest had said. But then there's also the thought that one treatment, one and done. That we don't need to do more than one. All right, so there's conflicting information here, right? It feels that way anyway. The one and done is, if you have that faith, if you have that openness, if you have that willingness to believe, the willingness to accept, then yes, one and done is good. One and done could be sufficient. And also one and done, meaning that treatment is not rote. Meaning it's not like the Lord's Prayer where we memorize we memorize something in childhood and then we just say that prayer over and over and over and over and over again. That's not the one and done. That would be one and done, right? It's just the same thing over and over and over again. You can treat for the same experience multiple times, and your treatment is done when you actually begin to experience it, or when you actually experience it. So that is the difference between the one and done and the unfolding. Does this make sense? Alyssa, you're knitting your eyebrows. You're knitting yours too. All right. So you continue to treat. So maybe you treat daily until you get the new job, or until you get the $1 million, or whatever it is. When you have convinced yourself and your consciousness, you continue to treat, you continue to give it that luscious feast of positive affirmations until you have reached your fill, and wow, there it is right in front of you. Okay? But it's not the same treatment day in and day out. It's not saying the Lord's Prayer over and over and over again. So the treatment might be similar, the words or the phrases might be familiar or similar, but they're never exactly the same. But if you were to have the faith and have the belief and have the acceptance, there is a possibility that one single treatment would bring about manifestation or demonstration. Does that help? Yeah. It helps. Okay. All right, good. So I'm going to go ahead and do this because we're going to play. You ready? Okay. Who here has something they want treatment for? All right, James, come on up. Give it up for James. Hi. Yes, thank you. All right, so stand close enough so they can hear you in the mic here too. So, James, what would you like treatment for?
More order.
More order. So that?
So that I can have more abundance.
So that?
So that I can have more joy.
So that?
So that I can share more joy with everybody else.
So that?
So I can have more joyful fun stuff.
So that?
So that I just feel joyful and good.
Okay, so I feel joyful and good. So that you feel joy, so that you experience joy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See where we started off and see where we ended up. Right? We started off more superficially with order, right? A little bit more order, but what's behind order? What's underneath that? Why do you want order? What is coming down to it? And it comes down to wanting to experience joy. So, yes, we can treat for the order, right? It was order. Yeah. We can treat for the order in his life, and what we're really getting to and the feeling that we're wanting to insert here is the feeling of joy. Because if James is experiencing joy so that he can share it with the world, so he can share it and so he can experience more joy, what's going to naturally happen is James is experiencing more joy. Order is going to follow. There will be order that follows. So yes, we can treat for the Ferrari, right? But what is that really about, right? And it's really about joy here for James, right? So order comes to joy. Does that make sense? Thank you, James. Yes. Yes, you can mention order and joy in the treatment because he said starting off with order and then going to joy, right? And so we want to pull out those qualities of spirit, those higher qualities, and order is one of them, and joy is one of them, right? So we want to pull those out and then focus on those to do those. Okay, so James, just stay right here for me. All right, so here we go. Everybody breathe in and out. So recognizing here and now that there is one divine order, one divine presence, one divine love intelligence that is back of all things, I know that this one order, this harmony, is joy itself. And it brought forth all of life, all of creation in perfect order, in perfect harmony, and in absolute joy, loving and expressing bliss itself. And as I know that this is true of spirit, I know that this is true of me. Right where I am, order resides. Right where I am, joy is effervescent and overflows. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of my beloved James. That right where he is, order is. His life is in perfect order, perfect harmony, because it can be no other way. I recognize that joy is the essence of his soul because that is the who of who he is. And so I speak my word here and now for James, knowing that he is the beloved, knowing that he is joy incarnate, that every ounce of his being, every cell in his body vibrates with this joy, vibrates with this love, and it is an absolute and perfect order just as it is. And so as I know that this is true of him in his physical state, his mental state, and his spiritual state, I also know that this is true in the state of his affairs, that all that he interacts with, all that he does, each action he takes, each thought that he has is in divine right order, in absolute perfect harmony and joy itself. It is joy overflowing, and he gives this joy, the joy that he is, and he shares it widely, and it is well received by all who are in his presence. And so I give thanks for James. I give thanks for his willingness. I give thanks for his willingness to be the power and the presence of joy in this moment and to receive this joy, the joy that he is. And I release this word now into the law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you, James. You can take that now. Yes. See how that worked? So the first step is recognition. God is. We're only talking about God in that first step. Second step is I am. I unify is unification. I unify myself with the divine nature. Third step is I know. That's when I said I speak my word now for James. I know that he is. I know that he has. I know that he, right? I'm knowing the truth. What we're doing in that third step is we're knowing the truth. Then we're simply giving thanks. I didn't give thanks to God for James. I gave thanks for James, right? I gave thanks for the joy that he is. And then I released it into law. Got it? Good, good, good. All right, we're going to go to table time. It's table time now. So I'm going to invite you to go to these questions that you have here. There's a question about faith. There's a question about receiving or accepting your good. And there's another one too. And we'll have it up on the screen here in a minute. But we're going to go to table time for the next 20 minutes or so. What is answered prayer is the last one. You see, it wasn't even my map today. It was just this.
Yeah, I took a picture of it too. I took a picture of it. I guess I'm still kind of nervous. Oh my God, it has to be this way. But I want to work with you on my next talk because I'm already putting it together. And I want in the immortality. I want to. It needs to build from the week because I'm the last one, but I want to build.
I'm the very last one. But yeah.
I want to really anchor in that I am.
Okay. You can do that.
I want to try to come in once a week now because I need to get out of that house. It's too and I need to. I want to come in anyway once a week. Get out of there. Because all the adults are home. The kids go to school and then they come back. But all the adults are there, adulting all around each other, getting in each other's way. But you know, what are you going to do? Your kids need to come back home. You got to let them.
Yeah. All right, 30 more seconds.
My name over in the car because he's the one with Mary's with his wife. What's his name? He has an interesting first name.
Think of it like a dorsal fin, but it's dorsal.
I can't remember. Leslie's really nice. I like her. Okay. Stu's kind of talkative. The young girl is back this week.
Oh, is that Allie? Is that the one from last week? Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, that's what I was told, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's back, so that's good.
That's very good.
She enjoys
Yeah, I see you're talking to Martha. So. All right, let's come back. All right. So Sandra is going to take the microphone from me, so I'm just going to project for the room, and we will ask, and Sandra will be around. So, all right, here we go.
I'm coming to your table, Martha. I can't hear now, so permanently damaged ears. Martha has on her Super Bowl shirt.
Okay, we talked about a whole bunch of things. You know, there's a lot going on right now, but to put it in a nutshell, you know, there's so much more to life, and we need to get to a point in life where we can just embrace it as it really is. It's all there, out there for us. And don't be scared, don't tiptoe, just go grab it. It's everywhere.
Thank you. Leslie.
We are trusting the process. So even though we have a goal in mind, we don't get to plan out the journey. So we trust the process.
Trusting the process. Where's I going next? Lou. It's Berlin. All right.
I was nominated by Frank, so thank you, Frank, for this. I think a good nugget from what we discussed is it came from the second question about what keeps us from accepting our good, and there was kind of a running theme of conditioning. And I think as just a good reminder for all of us, I think it's important for us to be compassionate with ourselves, because this is all like a work in progress, you know, learning to really be open to receiving and undoing those, you know, those programs that are like that run deep for a lot of us. It's a work in progress, and that's all that matters.
Thank you.
Sorry for those of you online. A new awareness of consciousness of my good. A new awareness in consciousness of my good is what our Zoom table was talking about. All right, so homework, right? Tomorrow's not here to pick on, but homework, Constance, homework. All right. So, this week, I invite you to use the form of spiritual mind treatment. God is, or spirit is, if God's a trigger word for you, that's fine. Or universe is, if universe is a better word for you. Whatever word works. Josie is, whatever it is, right? So, God is, I am, and then treat your mind with lots of yummy, delicious, positive affirmations. Positive affirmations means they are positive, they are present tense, they are pertinent to your life, right? And they are practical for the most part. But positive affirmations. And so I know, I am, I accept, I claim, I believe, I feel. All those are positive ways to start off your affirmations. Okie doke? All right, and then you're going to finish it off with, I'm grateful, I release, and I let it go. So God is, Spirit is, I am, I know, and then give yourself a feast of positive affirmations. I am grateful, and I let it go. Sound good? All right, and so it is. All right.
Now it's time for our conscious contributions. So I invite you to please place your contributions over your heart. Your conscious contribution to this center allows us to continue all of our wonderful work. One of the easiest ways is via text to give. So just send your text to 951-419-5858 with the amount that you wish to contribute. You can also go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and click on the link in the upper right-hand corner under the tab Contribute. For those in the sanctuary, you can do it more traditional way by placing the contribution in the container in the center of your table. We are so grateful for your ongoing generosity. So please place your giving, place your hand over your heart, stretch your hands out to your receptacle. Well, one hand. Mm-hmm. And let's say our affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
Are you alone? Does it feel like the rain falling down? Could you hold on if you knew that love was all around you? Believe it or not, you've got friends. Someone is praying for you. Someone is look around. Don't be surprised. Could you hold on if you knew that love was all around you? Believe it or not, you've got friends. Someone is praying for you. Someone is praying for you. Be comforted. Be comforted. Someone is praying for you. Someone is knowing the truth for you. Be comforted in love. Someone is waiting for you. Someone is praying for you. Be comforted. Be comforted. Someone is praying for you. Someone is knowing the truth for you. Be comforted in love. Be comforted in love. I'm sorry.
There we go. It just felt like. All right, so let's come together in consciousness. I invite our practitioners and our core council members to please stand and surround the sanctuary. All right. And so here we go. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Breathing in the breath of God that has breathed life into all of life, all of creation itself. Recognizing that spirit is the only thing there is. It is the all in all, through all, as all. It is the one life, the one power, the one presence, the one love intelligence that is back of everything, that brings forth from itself the divine substance and source that is all of creation itself, and so much more. And I recognize that I am one with this one, that the very who of who I am is spirit itself, is this divine, beautiful, loving, gorgeous, magnificent presence that is in all, through all, as all. And I live, move, breathe, and have my being in and as it, and it as me. And as I recognize that this is true of me, I recognize that this is true of everyone gathered here this day. Each one is one with the one, inseparable from it. And so I know that each one is the microcosm of the macrocosm. So I speak my word here and now, knowing that that which we have placed into law this day, through the power of treating our own minds, treating our own consciousness, that we have laid into consciousness, that we have put into the soil, that we have shared with one another as our deepest desire for this week, as what it is we wish to experience and express this week. I know that it is made manifest here and now because we already are it. And so we open our hearts, we accept our good, we accept and we believe and we know that we know that we know that we are good enough, that we are God enough. And so we say yes. We say yes to the bounty that is already present in our lives. We say yes to the everlasting, eternal good that is always available to each and every one of us, and that it is done to us as we believe, in the moment that we believe, in the moment that we know fully and completely it is demonstrated. And so we say yes to it. We accept our good here and now, giving thanks for the bounty, giving thanks for the love, giving thanks for the joy, giving thanks for the harmony, the order, the life itself. I release this word into the law, into that creative medium that only says yes, and I let it be, and so it is. And so I invite you all to stand and join as we say, oh, no, not yet. Sorry, we have announcements. Never mind, scratch that.
So our announcements. So today is Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to have some beautiful soups, and we have them all in the back. And there's a bundt cake, but it's actually cornbread, so don't think it's dessert. The Reiki Circle is February 13th. Reverend Zena will be here in the sanctuary for our morning table. I call this our sanctuary. We'll be here for our morning table next Sunday, and she has a workshop, Spiritual Spark Workshop, so please register for that. We have our sound bath that's on February 18th with Ray, and then we have our annual meeting on the 25th of February, so please be here and stay here for that. So it's time for the prayer warriors, the LC counselors, the Sunday Vols, and the divine dynamos. We need a drum roll. Maybe not right now, but let's. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, as you know, we've been having a competition, yes? All right. So just because I'm announcing the winners now doesn't mean you, bolt out of here, because there's a lot of really good soups. Okay. So, here we go.
Good job.
The Divine Dynamos. Thank you. The Divine Dynamos contributed 181 food items. So give yourselves a hand, Divine Dynamos. For a per capita total of 4.5 cans per person. Then the LC counselors donated a total of 72 food items with a per capita of 7.2. Give it up for them too. Our Sunday volunteers and the band and sound and tech contributed 162 items of food. Woohoo! For 7.3, just edging out the counselors. And then our prayer warriors donated 171 items of food. Yes. For a per capita of 12.2 items of food per person. So the Supreme Cup goes to our prayer warriors. So, Constance, would you like to come up and receive? So you've got the easiest path to the winner's circle here. All right, there you are. So she can hold on to that. And then our MVP, our most valuable player. So the single person who brought in the most amount of food items with a total of 90 food items, 90, is practitioner Dinah Williams. And so she wins the golden ladle. Yay, there you are. All right, so let us say our affirmation together. I confidently accept my good. Let's hear it. One more time. I confidently accept my good. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my heart. Or in my body. Same thing. It's in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward because love lives here. I invite you to stand and sing.
When the world gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together, we'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here, my soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives,
Love lives here.
where love lives.
Love lives here.
When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together, we'll hold you up with grace. You know that love